Welcome to In the Know with Steph and Joe. Hey, this is a little bit different from, Ask a Bookkeeper, which usually airs at this time. So the interesting thing I think we need to do is let's check in the studio and let's just see what our good friend Stephanie Conley is up to and what the heck's going on.
So, hey everybody, I'm sure everybody realized we kind of took about a month off to revamp the show and come up with some new ideas. So the fun and exciting thing is that we are expanding from bookkeeping to small business development, and I was so lucky and fortunate to score a co-host, Joe Turner with Restoration One. And he and I together are going to be going over several different aspects and struggles and successes that there are for small business owners out there in the business community. So since y'all know who I am, I'll give Joe the opportunity to introduce himself and get familiarized with the Facebook fam out there.
Joe Turner. What's up, Kent?
Hey, for those of you listening out there, the hundreds of thousands of people tuning in, he just raised his hand and waved.
Well, I more said my name.
Right.
I mean, I understand the mic picks me up. I am Joe Turner. I'm with Restoration One. I CEO there. We operate basically a small business that deals with emergencies. We deal with water, fire, smoke, mold, anything that kind of comes up and you have to clean up. My background is insurance. I've been in many small businesses. I've been in some big businesses. I've kind of ran and guided my own career path my entire life. So I have a good kind of knowledge of what operation needs and what function needs and to make things successful and be good at what we do. So here we are. I really appreciate the opportunity Steph has given me. This is going to be fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun talking about, the different aspects of business in and out, both from, like you said, the financial side. I like the operation and sales side. We have a lot of cool topics I think we've come up with, but we really want to talk about all the different topics. So go ahead, Steph. I would love to hear a little bit more about your background, Steph.
Well, my mom says hi, so hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
As everybody knows, I own Steph's Bookkeeping Service. We're a small family-owned bookkeeping firm. We do everything off-site. And hopefully next year, we will be expanding into tax services. So that's something for y'all to keep in mind. I'll keep you posted as that develops. Hi, Michelle. Michelle Mike from Clean Bee says hi.
Yeah, there you go.
And so I know that with my business is the same as your business. My business partner is my other half. Your business partner is your other half.
Correct. So absolutely.
You and I both seem to be surviving, working with the spouse. With the spouses.
We work well. We work together well and indifferent at times, but before I came here just today, relatively this morning, my daughter was saying to me, she goes, "Hey, what's this thing you're going to do in the radio show?" And I said, it really is about small businesses, and it kind of came to me. I'm like, that'd be really fun to bring our kids on one day and just have the kids talk about how the business affects them too, right? Because it's not just our spouses, it's our kids too. And I think that'd be a fun topic that we could have one day. But we'll talk about everything.
Yeah. Eli, my youngest son, he was a guest one time on a show.
Cool.
He didn't say much, but he was just the cute face on camera for the half hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure my boys would love to give their opinion.
I think, I know my daughters would totally be down for it. Shout out Lily, Lucy, and my wife, Carrie. We have to bring them in and somehow get them involved with, being on the show in some form or fashion. That would be kind of fun. But no, I'm really excited about what we can provide, what we can do. We look forward to some guests to get people involved and get their opinions and learn about, small businesses.
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, we're not just looking for owners to come on. If you are an employee, a manager, or if maybe you work for a restaurant, but you have a passion for something else and you want to come and talk about that, just like with Joe being in restoration, but his background is operations, he provides an additional view on things from being an owner and also somebody in operations. So you don't have to be an owner to be a guest, just to point that out.
Absolutely. No. Absolutely. We want to hear what people's thoughts are, what people have, what their struggles are in small businesses, so we can possibly research, find ways to help and provide the most information for a small business. But I think as many people, whoever's listening that knows me, Michelle definitely, a few people out there know me, that we're going to have some fun. There definitely will be some fun on this show. So I look forward to figuring out how we can make everything entertaining yet informative.
Yeah. And as everybody knows from previous shows, I make bookkeeping so riveting and engaging. So,
Is it really riveting?
It is. I feel like I get lots of laughs on the show.
How can you make bookkeeping riveting?
Well, just my personality.
Mm.
Like, I am not, I guess, what they call the normal personality for a bookkeeper.
Got it. I can attest to that.
So I make bookkeeping fun. So I feel like we're going to make every topic fun.
Absolutely.
And so the whole point of expanding into the in the know for the small business development is that we want to talk about, maybe marketing and strategies and the differences between, passive marketing and branding and, SEO and guerrilla marketing. And there's so many marketing categories that people don't really know and don't really know how to, really capture the return on investment on those. And then, and how we as small business owners can give them some insight on what we do. Like for us, we track everything through our CRM and we have, 30 different categories that we ask people of how they found us. And we track all of that throughout the whole year.
Tracking's everything. There's a big, and we'll definitely, the big thing is we're going to start off, with the simple stuff, right? How to get a review. That's a big thing that I actually talked to Steph just last week.
I am bad at the review. I don't ever ask for reviews. I am bad at it. Joe gave me some ideas and I went ahead and did it. And
how many reviews did you get?
I sent out 10 reviews and I've gotten, I think...
Review requests, we'll call them, right?
Yeah, so I sent out 10 review requests and I got 6 of them back.
That's a solid return.
And
60% is pretty good.
Yeah, they were nice. So I guess thank you
for all those reviewers for those 6 reviewers out there. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, grandma, grandpa. Thanks for the great reviews.
Yes.
Eli put one out.
Eli,
my mom's the best.
Eli has a Google account.
Yeah,
why not, right?
Our dog.
We'll figure out ways to get reviews the best ways. How to drive your SEO, absolutely. We'll even talk about the simple things, the startup things, like, you want to start your own business. What do? Do you start from scratch or do you buy into a franchise?
Yeah. One of the emails we got too is how do you, when you usually start a small business, you're the chief cook and bottle washer. How do you move out of that to running a business?
I could attest to that through and through right now. Yeah. There's so many different levels of running a business, that you constantly have to struggle with, as your business grows, you have growing pains, right? Like the next thing, when you purchase that next truck, right? That's an operations thing. When do you go through those next few steps to make your, getting another employee, training your employees, growing your employees. There's so much to that aside from, the everyday just doing your job.
Right.
It's like right now we're in the thick of it with our first round of hiring. And I could say that when I first, I set up a whole plan and process in my mind. This is how it's going to work. This is going to be amazing. And then reality set in and I'm like, well, And then it made me question my leadership abilities. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try and pivot and do a couple different things, because I don't want to be one of those business owners that I talk to at some of events where they're just so bitter about their employees. And I don't feel like it should be that way. There has to be some solution to it. So I revamped a few things from my original plan. And now I feel like this week was a super huge success for us as a team. So I feel pretty good coming out of it. And that's what I like about being able to share stuff on the show, is that I know there's somebody else going through the same thing that I'm going through with developing a team. But sometimes people are afraid to talk about it.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
They're don't want to be judged because they have to be the everything is fine person. And that's not the reality.
Well, and absolutely. And really the push, employees are always going to be a struggle. There's you hire, you have to train, you have to coach, you have to guide, you have to inspire them to want to do as good as you can do, or, as good as you care to do, because it's your business, right? It's your business. Nobody's going to do it as good as you do because but you can push and inspire people to want to own it as much as they can. And if they can do that, awesome. There's so many different ways to do that now that it's a really an interesting psychology of just the entire employee field. There's so much to employees that we could explore, and we'll explore a lot. Hopefully we don't go too far down the rabbit hole. That's a long one, but no, I agree. Employees, we could talk I had a whole list here of things. You could talk cash flow, maintaining cash flow. That's such a big one, and especially in my industry. Dealing with the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of your business and how much comes in, and then you have droughts, and then you have more, and then you drop, your AR, maintaining that, things like that. There's so much that we could talk about and get, real life people in here that do it and do it on a good basis, So I'm excited to see all the things that we can discover in this show.
Because especially with AR, I would love if someone has some secret sauce on that. I mean, I've done everything from regular basic accounts receivable stuff to repos to all of these different components of that side of it. But it just always feels sometimes like such a struggle with it. And sometimes people take it so personally when they don't get paid.
I feel like one of our first, if we're going to do AR, I feel like we should bring in my wife. She is an AR expert. Which one?
An AR-15.
Wrong AR. She has adopted the method of pleasantly persistent. Right. So, she will send out an email, or she'll call, the person, hey, how's it going? I need some money, please, blah, blah, blah. And then she'll get their word or whatever, and she'll put it all into an email, and then she'll send it to them. She'll send them a text too. Hey, this is what we talked about, blah, blah, blah. And then she'll do that. And then after a week, and then after 2 days, 1 day, and then she's just hitting them every day. And it's the same thing. Phone call, voicemail, email, text. She sends everything. Pleasantly persistent, and she gets stuff done so well.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that. She has these methods that she does. She's incredible. So we definitely have a lot of that. I mean, one of the things that I wanted to bring up, was workload. How to balance the workload. What to expect in the beginning of starting your own company. That's epic. Like there's a lot of people that I feel that go into business not knowing what to expect for the amount of work, coming. The amount of work is going to be insane.
Yeah. I mean, always one of my favorite topics is the difference between there's like the type of person, there's a difference between being an employee and being an owner. And it's just a personality trait or a work ethic trait. Like, I don't know what it is exactly, but some people are just meant to be the general and some people, are
meant to follow.
Right.
Or do or whatever it may be. Right. And there's a gauge of everybody in between. It's not like you're one or the other, right? Like everybody's got the middle ground, or somebody's going to lie in that middle ground. But yeah, I absolutely agree. There's those that excel and become leaders. There's a few of my employees right now that I know they're going to run off and do their own thing because they have that drive to do their own thing. But I'm not going to stop them. I'm just going to jump on that horse while I can, right? And let them do their thing for me until they're ready to run off and do their own thing and find somebody else that's ready to do the thing for me. There's a way to do it, and I feel we're going to explore all those options. What got you here, Stephanie?
What got me on the radio?
Yeah. How'd you get here? Well,
Kent suckered me in.
Listen.
So Kent got me drunk at a mixer.
Hang on. Here's my question though: is he made fun of me at the beginning of the show because I raised my hand, and then
I know I do it all the time.
You just raised your hand, but you didn't even say your name I did, right? Like at least I hit both options of visual and audio.
That's right.
Yeah. So Kent got me drunk at a mixer. And then we were in the parking lot and he's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I need a topic for a show that I do at 6 a.m. And I'm like, oh, why don't you do it on this? And he's like, perfect. I'll see you at 6 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah. And so that happened like a year and a half or so ago.
A good year and a half ago, yeah.
And,
really?
And then I was hooked after that.
And she was a natural, and her listenership has raised to about 400,000 every show. So.
That's what I heard. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. I mean, she kind of did the same thing to me.
Yeah, truly. Right?
I mean, truly, we were at a mixer event, a networking event, and she backed me into the corner at the parking lot and said, "You got to do the show. Let's do the show."
Let's do it.
I mean, she didn't really have to back me in. I was excited and did cartwheels in the parking lot after she asked me. But
so the key, a good thing when you're in business is you want to have, emulate something that has worked in the past. So she did a great job. Right.
And then I was a guest on like almost every single show.
Every show. I
think there's only like one or two shows that I haven't been on, and those are probably some of the newer shows that just signed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a guest on like pretty much every show. And then I was like, oh, well. And then we tried to do Steph's Tips, which
Thanks,
was like a little
so sorry,
which was like going to be like these 2-minute little bookkeeping videos,
snippets,
right. But when we tried to pre-film them, everything I said sounded like a question. So like my name, the topic, yes, everything sounded like a question. It was not like, it didn't flow naturally. And then they're like, why don't you just do your own show and just talk? And then I was like,
your own tips in the show.
And then so that's kind of what we did, and then it just
flowed into this.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's epic. I really like that. I was on one of these shows.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Christine, one of our BDMs, business development managers, has been on this show, your show, right?
She's been on a lot of them too.
Yeah. Anything Goes. She helped fill in, right? Did she help fill in?
She co-hosted a week.
Yeah.
So we did that. Yeah, you were on when we were talking about the operations.
Yep.
Correct.
Because you really liked the segment that we did on founder stories. That's something that we should do again. That was a really popular topic. A lot of people really liked sharing that. And just so everybody knows too, as a reminder, you don't have to come to the studio. We could send you a link and you can zoom in on the link. So if you're not in Illinois or McHenry resident, where the studio is located, we can Zoom you in from anywhere. And you could share your story. We could do pre-recorded if you're on a completely different time zone, like Singapore. They have a big following in Singapore.
Cool.
And stuff.
What's the hello in Singapore?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
So,
How do you say hello in Singapore
but yeah,
properly? Not in English.
he's been on a couple shows, not my shows, but he's been on some of the morning shows because it's like
Really?
nighttime or whatever by him.
Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
They're 12 hours ahead of us. So.
Yes, my wife actually, in our past life, I was in insurance, and she was a teacher. She really originally went to school to teach art to children, K through 12, and then she had our 2 children, and I got a great job. Had a great job. I was working downtown. We live out in the suburbs, and she wanted something to do to occupy some of her time and make and so she besides owning 2 children, which she did very well, so to occupy even more of her time, she taught English to children in Beijing over Skype, which basically is she was Zoom teaching Zoom meetings before Zoom meetings were cool. Yeah. And so she taught English to children in Beijing. She doesn't know any Chinese or Mandarin or anything like that, but she would do it all through like this immersion program where she would, read the slides.
A lot of bowing.
Sort of.
I have no idea.
mean, they're children in Beijing. They're 2 and 3. They stick boogers on the camera and things like that. But no, it was pretty funny. So I really liked that. That to me is a whole different world. But no, we'll talk about everything. I wanted to say, if anybody wants to learn about a topic or want us to talk about a topic or want us to bring in an expert on a topic, please let us know. Send us, I don't know, how do they send us, Kent? How do they contact us?
Well, they can always send an email to 216thenet@gmail.com. They can call you on your cell phone or whatever.
Do not do that. Glory be, Kent. Do not tell them that.
Or they can go out. They can follow us on YouTube, Facebook. They can put their comments in there. I can always share the link, and they can join that way as well. I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can do this. So
lovely. I like multiple approaches.
Yeah.
But since we are in the bottom half of the half hour,
yeah.
Did you want to tell people how to get a hold of you if they did have a restoration type emergency?
Oh, absolutely. So anybody, we handle everything from water, fire, smoke, mold, biohazard, and trauma cleanup, board ups. I mean, basically, I like to say if a cleaning service won't clean it up, we will. Like your normal maid cleaning service won't clean it up, we will. Feces, we love that. Anything with smoke, blood, the gross stuff, we really like those. But they can contact us, 847-264-4664. 24/7. We pick up the phone. We will get somebody out there. We have guys on call all the time. You can look us up online, www.restoration1.com/Carrie. And you can find us on Facebook. Like us, it's Restoration One of Carrie, CARY. And other than that, Google us and like us and, on Facebook, and make sure you review us if you've ever used us or us and all that stuff, because we love all that fun stuff. Is that good enough? Is that a good tagline, or should I shorten it up? It took up, I think, 2 minutes.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll work on shortening it up.
Yeah. And then if anybody wants to contact us at Steph's Bookkeeping Service, they could email me directly at steph@stephsbooks.com or call me at 847-942-3004 or come visit me at the Tanyan Towers.
That's it.
You will see our sign out there on Route 31. I was so excited. My sign is out there. We were possibly going to do a selfie competition. So I don't know how many people will pull off a 31 and go climb on the rocks to take a picture with my sign. But if you are interested, alert me somehow on the feed here on this. And if it sounds like we have enough interest, then I will do that, and maybe we'll give like an Amazon gift card or something.
A credit.
I'll do it.
You'll give a credit.
I'm going to do it right when I walk out of here. I'm going to get a good one.
I'll give.
I'm going to bend over and take a selfie.
Pew, pew.
But yeah, so this was kind of the launch of the new show, and those were kind of some of the topics and everything that we were talking about covering. We are looking for guests to come on the show. We do have a few lined up. I know Matt, the kitchen manager at DC Cobbs, or Cobbs, or I don't know what I'm supposed to call it now.
Over there.
He's interested in coming on. Some other local small business owners. We could probably get the Santoses back on. Don Bremer will come on.
We've got the local celebrity whores that'll come on.
Oh, don't worry.
And when I say that, they're camera whores and radio whores.
They love to get their voices heard.
Men and women.
I love
Men
to get
and
my
women.
voice. Yeah.
I guess my mom wants to come and be a guest on the show,
come
but
on in,
Mom does?
her questions will be limited and scripted.
No. Oh no. We will definitely bring in all the questions.
So here's the fun thing too, and this is something I think you guys should also really take a look. Is that Lucy?
Yeah, we got a special guest,
Hey,
Lucy.
Lucy, you wanna
Hi,
be on?
Lucy.
That's it.
Lucy Jones.
I just want to say hi. Say hi.
That's it.
Hi.
Hey, there it is.
I just want to say that my youngest child is Lucy as well.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Two Lucys.
Two Lucys. That's
So
impressive.
here's the deal though, is y'all are you guys are witty.
Are we?
You love to have a good time.
Do we?
You aren't the white shirt, red tie, blue suit, pantsuit type of business owners, right?
Are you sure?
A little bit.
Okay.
So I would love
I'm
at
in.
some point too to kind of dive into that, because today so many business owners, I don't think I can comment, or I shouldn't do that. You guys represent your businesses very well, but at the same time you're very, very you as well. And I think that's a key thing for a lot of people to learn too, probably.
Yes, I would absolutely love to dive into things like that. And I think we should each show kind of point out a little bit about your mom's laughing hysterically because she knows she wants
That's
to.
right.
I think we will learn a lot. I think we will learn a lot about Steph and I personally throughout this show that might.
And
that
Linda,
means your mom has to come on.
I think
my mom lives on an island in the middle of Lake Michigan, literally on an island in the middle of Lake Michigan. So it's going to be very hard for my mom to get here.
My mom's in Arizona, so.
But we can send them a link.
They don't have internet.
They got a can and a string.
They got great Wi-Fi.
They got a can and a string. But of
So that's
course,
what we'll do. We'll do kids and moms one show. We'll bring our kids in, and our moms will be on the show.
This will be.
I'll be in town. She says she'll be in town for the next show, Linda. Now, Linda, you'll have to do a pre-show. The questions that you'll want to go over will be with Joe.
Yes.
Yes. So not with Steph.
Yes. So absolutely.
Right.
And listen, I have zero embarrassment with my mom. So Steph, fire away. You can try as many as you want.
That's what I mean. So you need to hook up with Linda.
Oh. Linda, let's get my contact info, please. Let's talk, Linda.
Because I think that would be great for her to ask questions, or you to ask her questions that,
I think I already have some questions that I'm going to ask.
How is she so short? Is she really a midget?
Great, Linda. You and I will go completely unscripted.
There we go. Beautiful.
Much like much of the show, I think is going to go very unscripted.
That's it. Cool. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this part and this maiden voyage of In the Know with Steph and Joe. You've been caught in the net. 216 the net. Come back every other first and third. I guess not every other. So the first and third Fridays right here, 3:30 for In the Know with Steph and Joe. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.